Hello everyone, I am Burger, and I'm here with another episode of Mount and Blade Game of Thrones, A World of Ice and Fire, and I'm here fighting some Iron Men from the Iron Isles, and I must say, I am doing quite well. I've done a lot of work off camera, not just a little bit, but a lot, and now I've actually got a bunch of Reach Men-at-Arms, a whole bunch of them. And I've got almost all the companions. Almost all. I'm missing Qyburn, because I've seen him occasionally, but he is crazy expensive. Shagga son of Dolph, Krastos, Bronn, Anguy, Brienne of Tarth, Ilfer the Penniless, did I say Xondo? Dacy Mormont, Syrio Forel, apparently he's alive. And now I've got these guys, and these guys. Why are these mounted sergeants on the ground? Sometimes I just don't get them. I don't know why they do these things. I guess they're infantry now. And the Iron Men have a habit of not marching forward. So I'm going to march everybody forward. All the way to the other side of the map. It's less annoying in these non-rocky terrains, though. So let's just see how this goes. So, as I said in a comment on my VidMe channel, my goal now is to get equipment for all my companions, because equipment for the companions can make them crazy strong. Like, crazy strong. Like, seriously strong. Like, really strong. And I want them to be that strong. That'll make my character ruler of the world. So that's what I'm doing. So, I'm gonna need horses first. First thing they need is horses. Then one-handed weapons. Then shields. Then throwing spears. And then lances or other spears. So here we go. Now, I fought a bunch of Iron Men off camera. They are pretty strong. Not gonna lie, they're pretty strong. And they've got throwing axes. So we're just outside the throwing axe range. As soon as we get in their throwing axe range, shit's gonna go down. Now, Xondo and Anguy got into an argument, and I sided with Xondo in that scenario. Because Anguy, I'm not sure if you know who he is. In the books, he won the archery competition at the Hands tournament. And in the show, I think he was the guy who was just being a dick to Hot Pie. He was being a dick to Hot Pie. Hot Pie. I know, right? It's terrible. So I sided with Xondo. Especially when Xondo complained about him. Xondo seemed very, earnest, very honest. He seemed very earnest and honest. And he's like, he barely speaks English, or whatever they call it, in, Game of Thrones. I'm not sure they ever used the word for the language they speak, which is clearly not English, because there's no England. He barely speaks English, and he's like, I tried to make friends of everyone, but this guy mocks me. And like, wow. Anguy's a real dick, isn't he? Yes, he is, wow. A lot of men died. I really need Qyburn. Qyburn's like the most important. Ooh, nice shield. I'm guessing another fight's gonna start because there are a lot of people in this area. Captain, we are recruiting all kinds of Septons and fanatics now. Sir Ilfer the Penniless is only capable of praying and preaching what makes him good fodder. but not a bit a warrior we could use. Now, I'm not sure I'd actually like Bronn in real life, but from a distance, he seems like a charming asshole. And, he was made a better person by serving Tyrion. Because Tyrion didn't ask him to do the bad things he would have done under normal circumstances. So I'm going to take Bronn's side. Just because Sir Illafer the Penniless, when he complained about Bronn, he was kind of vague. He was pretty vague about what his complaint with Bronn was. Like, I wasn't even sure what the problem was. Damn, a lot of people died in that fight. It's because all the sergeants dismounted. It's because all the sergeants dismounted. Do not dismount. And we're gonna have to march forward. Ah, crap, there's a big-ass hill in the way. Why are you dismounting? Ah! And are any of my companions alive? A few. For Pete's sake. Move aside, let them through. Still having trouble, guys? And now, stand closer. And stand closer. Fill that gap in there. There you go. And now, march! No! Wrong button! Infantry. Bodyguards. Cavalry. Where the hell's my cavalry? What are they doing back there? See, this is why that follow me option is just dumb. March! I'm gonna press the button slower this time. Make sure I don't double press one of them. At least only one of my mounted sergeants dismounted this time. That should be enough 10 paces for now. Let's see how far that gets us. Seems like we're gonna do just a couple big fights this episode, since I'm already 8 minutes in. But that was the point of doing all that off-camera stuff, so I can start having bigger fights. And now, I did have a decent amount of high-level troops, but it seems they all died because my mounted sergeants dismounted. Like, do you even realize how dumb that is? You're called a mounted sergeant. Why would you dismount? I mean, I can't be the only one thinking this here, right? I'm saying what everybody's thinking, clearly. And you must be out of breath, Brienne of Tarth. You must have a low athletic skill, because you are looking very fat right now. They must just be on the other side of this hill. Almost double tapped there. That would have been bad. First infantry. No, wait. Bodyguards. And sergeants. Yay, and guy knocked unconscious. Take that, and guy. What an asshole. See, I wouldn't have such a problem with and guy if he was a bigger character. He's a pretty small character, and the only thing he did was be an asshole and win a contest. So that tells me he's skilled and he's an asshole. There's nothing else I know about his character. Maybe he had a bigger part in the books. I haven't finished the first book yet. But considering my friend who's read all the books didn't remember who he was when I asked her about it, I'd say that probably wasn't that important. It was also funny, I also asked that very friend, do you know if Hot Pie's name is Hot Pie, or if that's a nickname, or if they say his real name, or if he has a real name but they never said it? And she said she couldn't remember. And I said, that is very funny that you can't remember, that he's just Hot Pie. That's who he is. He's Hot Pie. Oh, Hot Pie. Lovable, lovable Hot Pie. I'll take some Northern Horsemen. Burn the dead. Are we gonna GTFO? The last inn we stopped at, the beer was good and the women, well, let's just say I've never seen finer tits in the whole of Westeros. I could have landed myself a suckle until Anguy jumped in front of me, though I do like his style. Though there's always next time, my lord. Very good. Oh, great. Bronn likes Anguy. Well, my opinion of you, Bronn, is just decreased. See, but we've seen lots of Bronn. We've seen him be charming, whereas Anguy we've only seen be an asshole, at least in the show. So I name this what do I name this episode? Iron Men or I Hate Anguy? Ooh, bandits. I'll kill them, since they're super weak. Your luck has run out, wretch. Prepare to die. Ambush defense. You know, while I was, recording, fighting by myself, this fight wouldn't finish. This fight wouldn't finish. It would not finish. No matter what I did. So I retreated, and then I lost 25 renown. The fight wouldn't finish. What was I supposed to do? Eh? See, like, imagine right now, but then it wouldn't say the battle won. Yeah, it's terrible, right? Oh, I'm out of space for that. Stormland's Knight. Northern Clansmen. Could definitely use some infantry. And these skirmishers I can just treat as infantry. Look at them! They're clearly infantry. Burn the dead. Ooh, good stuff, good stuff. That Sirio speaks funny. After our last victory, I was picking through the slain. I found a man's arm cut clean off. It was that Sirio. That could have been my own arm. That could have been my arm. What? 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 What is his problem here? Is he bothered by the fact that Sirio murdered an enemy, which is your job, Krastos? Sirio Forel is a valuable member of this company. I don't want you picking any more fights with him. Sirio Forel looks completely different in the books. Because I tend to look up the description, a depiction of the description of the books. He looks completely different. And I don't necessarily think one of the books is better than the show. I haven't read them all yet. I just like comparing them. There are pros and cons, because when you change something from one medium to another, a story from one medium to another, a comic book to a cartoon, a comic book to a show, a manga to an anime, a book to a movie, a book to a show, you always have to add something new because things will always be lost. In a book, you can do a summary of events that are happening, and in a show you can do that too. It's called a montage, but montages don't fit in stories easily. And in books you can tell people's thoughts, but I've never seen a show where you hear people's thoughts. But in a book, you don't have music and directing, and you don't get a clear depiction of objects and people and places. Oh wow, they've got a lot of furs here. If you sell the furs, if you buy furs in, what is it called? If you buy furs in, Winterfell and sell them in Lannisport, you make so much money. And timber is worth like 800 or 900 in some places. So if it's any cheaper than that, well, actually, it seems to go up in price very quickly. But still. And these furs you can sell for 600 in Lannisport. That's pretty good if you ask me. Ooh, I don't got that much money. Okay, I'll drop the timber, since that's 400 profit. Maybe I'll just put the olives back. I'll buy some olives the next town I go to. Wait, 400 profit, 300 profit. Yeah, that's my best option. And yeah, those furs were 400 profit at best. Since I've got so many of them, I'm going to be selling them at worst, because I'm selling a whole bunch at once. And now I'll just go back to Lannisport and fight what I fight when I'm on the way. I do have to look out for the Moon Brothers. I will be passing them by. The Moon Brothers is that mercenary band that is bad news. Imagine a group of highly trained bandits that is the size of 200. Yeah, that's bad. And they have a leader that's probably pretty strong. Now, lords are easy to take out because in the chaos of battle, but still, a bandit, you know, with a lord, bad news. Yet Moon Brothers, luckily they're awfully slow. I don't think a single one of them is on a horse. Now I can just speed up all the way down to this place. Now I did see Qyburn at River Run recently, but he was 8,000. 8,000! Plus I had just bought Barristan Sell Me at that point. Barristan Sell Me! Ooh, I've sold stuff here so often, it's starting to go down in profit. Oh, and, of course, yeah. Oh my god! That's so much for the timber. Okay, forget what I said about the timber. You can get some damn good prices for that timber. So let's see, I spent about 2,000, and now I have 6,500. Not bad, is it? Wait, no, I spent less than 2,000. I spent less than 2,000, and this is what I got in return. Best trading route in the game, especially if you can get some timber. And I should have bought that other timber. Holy crap. Even though it was 600 for the second one. Well, now I know. Lannisport is an even better place to sell timber than the last place I sold timber, which was River Run. So, buy in Winterfell, sell in Lannisport. Visit the inn. No one's here. Wow, that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I'm going to be focusing on charisma skills in this game, in this playthrough. I'm not sure if that's, like, smart in terms of, like, maximizing your build, but, I'm not super interested in the fighting, considering I usually do a lot of fighting. So, and I've played this game a lot. I have over 855 hours in this game. And I've played it is like the only game I played for quite some time, which is how I managed that. So I think I'm going to focus on intelligence and charisma type skills. Mostly charisma though. I'm just putting one more point into intelligence here. And then I'll go back to charisma. I don't think I need any more strength than this. I'm good. But that is going to be it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. Today, I fought Iron Men. Good stuff, good stuff. Good stuff, indubitably good, sir. That's it for today, everyone. Bye.